Hi guys! Welcome back again for another math tutorial, and for this video, pag-uusapan naman natin ang discriminant and the nature of the roots of quadratic equation. In the quadratic formula, x is equals to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The value of the expression b squared minus 4ac is called the discriminant of the quadratic equation. Ang discriminant daw ay value, and that value is equal to this expression, b squared minus 4ac. At itong expression na ito ay makikita natin siya under the radical symbol of quadratic formula, this one. Okay, so saan ba ginagamit ang discriminant na yan? This value can be used to describe the nature of the roots of quadratic equation. Hindi mo na kailangan isolve pa ang given quadratic equation para malaman ang nature ng roots niya. O sa discriminant niyo pa lang, matutukoy mo na yung nature ng roots or yung solution ng quadratic equation kung ito ay rational ba, irrational, or imaginary. Ngayon, gagamit lamang tayo ng variable na letter d at i-equate lang natin ito dito sa expression na b squared minus 4ac para magkaroon tayo ng formula. So let's have the formula for the discriminant. And that would be, okay, capital D stands for the discriminant is equals to b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so let's use that. Here's a table that will serve as our guide in determining the nature of the roots depending on the value of the discriminant. So, merong apat na possibility na pwedeng mangyari sa value ng discriminant natin. So, pwedeng ang value niya ay mag-equal sa 0, greater than 0, tapos perfect square. Okay, so pwede rin greater than 0 pero hindi perfect square. O di kaya naman ang discriminant ay maging less than 0. Kapag sinabing greater than 0, ito yung mga positive numbers. At kapag sinabing less than 0, ito naman yung mga negative numbers. Now, for every value na nasa table, may corresponding nature sila. So, malalaman mo na agad yung nature ng mga roots. So, focus muna tayo dito sa una, when the discriminant is 0. Ano ang expected nature ng roots ng quadratic equation kapag ang discriminant ay equal sa 0? Okay, so ang expected nature ng roots ay, ang mga roots niya ay real numbers and are equal. So ito yung tinatawag na identical roots or double roots or repeated roots. To better understand that, let's have an example. So our first example, so we have here x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equals to 0. So tandaan, kailangan ang quadratic equation ay nakasulat sa standard form. So katulad nito. Pero kung yung given equation ay hindi pa nakasulat sa standard form, kailangan yung i-rewrite ito muna bago i-identify yung value ng a, b, and c. So yung a natin is equals to 1. Ito yun. Yung coefficient ng quadratic term natin. Then, yung b natin is negative 2. Yung c naman is positive 1. Ngayon, isa-substitute lang natin siya dito sa formula ng discriminant natin. So, itong mga value nito, isa-substitute lang natin siya dito para mahanap natin yung discriminant. Okay, so ang b natin is negative 2. So, negative 2 squared minus 4. Yung a is 1. Yung c natin is 1. So, simplify lang natin yan. We have negative 2 squared is 4. Then, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. So, 4 minus 4 is equals to 0. Now, anong sabi ng nature of the roots guide natin? Kapag ang discriminant ay equal sa 0, anong mangyayari? Okay, so since the discriminant is equal to 0, then the roots x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equal 0 are real and equal. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung nature ng roots daw ng equation na to ay real and equal. So, para lang sa video nito, papakita ko lang sa inyo kung real or equal nga ba yung magiging roots ng quadratic equation na to after solving or after substituting the value of A, B, and C dito sa ating quadratic formula. So, pwedeng hindi nyo na to gawin dyan sa activity ninyo at yung gagawin nyo lang yung part na to. Okay, so check natin. Okay, so this is the quadratic formula. Isa-substitute lang natin dito sa formulang ito yung mga value ng A, B, and C natin dito sa given equation natin. Ayan, so yung mga naka-highlight na numbers, ito yun, yung mga value ng A, B, and C. So, isa-simplify lang natin siya. So, negative times negative 2 is positive 2. Then, copy, positive or negative. Then, the square root of negative 2 squared is 4 minus negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Then, 2 times 1 is positive 2. Then, 2 copy plus or minus. 4 minus 4 is 0. And the square root of 0 is 0. Then, over 2. So, okay. So, i-separate lang natin to since merong positive and negative dyan. So, ito yung kakalabasan niya. So, yung una, 2 plus 0 over 2. Yung kabila naman, 2 minus 0, then over 2. So, sinimplify lang natin siya. 2 plus 0 is 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then, 2 minus 0 is 2. Then, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So, ito yung roots ng given equation natin. 1 are real numbers. And as you can see, they are equal. Okay, so kapag ang discriminant mo ay 0, automatic, ang roots nun ng given equation ay real and equal. So, yan yung tatandaan niyo. Okay, so now let's focus on the second possibility. That is when the discriminant is greater than 0 and a perfect square. So, ibig sabihin, positive numbers and a perfect square. Ano ang magiging expectation ng nature ng roots ng equation na yon? Okay, so the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation daw is real rational numbers but unequal. Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, so example number 2, we have 3x squared minus x minus 2 is equals to 0. Naka-standard form na siya, hindi na natin siya kailangan i-rewrite pa. So, i-identify na natin agad kung ano yung value ng a, b, and c niya. Ang a natin is positive 3, b is negative 1, ang c natin is negative 2. So, using the discriminant formula, isa-substitute lang natin ito para mahanap natin yung discriminant ng equation niyan. So, ang b natin is negative 1. So, square minus 4. Yung a is 3. Yung c is negative 2. So, i-simplify lang natin yan. Multiply lang natin to. So, negative 1 squared is positive 1. So, negative 1 times negative 1, positive 1. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Negative 12 times negative 2 is positive 24. So, 1 plus 24 is equals to 25. So, ang discriminant natin ay equal to 25. 25 is greater than 0. And also, 25 is a perfect square. So, anong magiging nature ng roots niya? So, since the discriminant is greater than 0 and a perfect square, then the roots 3x squared minus x minus 2 equals 0 are real rational numbers but unequal or unequal. Okay, so yun daw yung nature ng roots niya. Sinabi natin rational numbers, ito yung mga numbers na pwedeng i-express as fraction. After solving using the quadratic formula, ang ina-expect natin dyan ay real at pwedeng ma-express yung roots niya into fraction pero unequal. Hindi katulad kanina na equal to 1 yung lumabas. So, yun yung in-expect natin na root. So, check natin. Okay, so gamitin natin ulit yung quadratic formula. Isa-substitute lang natin ulit itong mga value ng a, b, and c dito sa quadratic formula. Okay, so negative times negative 1 is positive 1 plus or minus the square root of negative 1 squared is positive 1. Then negative 4 times positive 3 is negative 12. Negative 12 times negative 2 is positive 24. Then 2 times 3 is 6. So, simplify. So, 1 plus or minus. Bakit naging 5 to? Saan nakuha yan? Dahil dito yan. So, 1, inad muna natin yung 1 plus 24 is equals to 25. Then, kinuha natin yung square root ng 25. So, the square root of 25 is 5. Kaya nakuha natin itong 5. then over 6. So, since dalawa yung roots ng 25, meron tayong positive and negative, hihiwalayin lang natin yan. So, ito yung kakalabasan niya. So, 1, ito, then yung positive 5 over 6, then yung isa naman, 1 minus 5 over 6. So, 1 plus 5 is 6. Then, 6 divided by 6 is equals to 1. Yan yung first root niya. Then, 1 minus 5 is equals to negative 4 over 6. Lowest term lang natin yan. So, negative 4 over 6 is negative 2/3. So, yan yung second roots niya. So, kung babalikan natin yung nature ng roots ng discriminant, sasabi dito, real rational. So, rational kasi pwede siyang i-express as fraction. So, ayan. And as you can see, they are unequal. So, hindi sila magkatulad. Okay? So, yun yung nature ng roots niya. So, kahit hindi mo na ito solve, discriminant lang yung i-solve mo, malalaman mo na agad yung nature ng roots niya. That's the power of discriminant. Okay, next, let's focus on the third possibility. That is, when the discriminant is greater than 0, meaning positive numbers, but not a perfect square. So, ano yung magiging expected na nature ng roots niya? Okay, so, ang magiging expected na nature ng roots nun ay real, irrational numbers, but unequal. So, kapag sinabi natin irrational numbers, ito naman yung roots o solution na may square root or radical symbol. Okay, so an example. Okay, example number 3, we have x squared minus 6x plus 7 is equals to 0. So, again, naka-standard form na siya. So, i-identify na natin agad yung value ng a, b, and c niya. So, ang a is 1, b is negative 6, ang c is positive 7. Using the discriminant formula, isa-substitute lang natin yan. So, we have yung b is negative 6, then square, minus 4 times yung a is 1, times yung c naman is positive 7. So, to simplify, so i-multiply lang natin ang mga to. So, kunin natin yung square ng negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 6 is 36, positive. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 7 is negative 28. So, 36 minus 28 is equals to positive 8. So, ang discriminant natin is positive, greater than 0, pero perfect square ba ang 8? Meron bang number na kapag multiply dalawang beses sa sarili niya, 8 ang sagot? Okay, so wala. Kaya ang 8 hindi siya perfect square. So, since the discriminant is greater than 0 but not a perfect square, then yung in-expect nating roots daw ng equation na to are real, irrational numbers but unequal. Uulitin ko, ang in-expect nating roots ng equation na to ay meron kayong makikita ditong square root or naka-radical symbol. So, yun yung in-expect natin. So, tignan natin, check natin siya using the quadratic formula. Substitute natin ulit yung mga value ng a, b, and c dito sa formula. Okay, so we have negative, yan. Simplify lang natin. So, negative times negative 6 is positive 6 plus or minus. The square root of negative 6 is negative 6 square is 36. So, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 times positive 7 is negative 28. And 2 times 1 is positive 2. Okay, so we have 6, copy, plus or minus. Okay, paano natin nakuha yung 2 the square root of 2? 36 minus 28, ang sagot natin dito, di ba, ay 8. So, paano natin nakuha ang 2 the square root of 2? So, pakita lang natin. Okay, di ba dito, ang sagot natin dito sa radical sign is 8. Ano ang factor ng positive 8 na yung isang factor niya ay perfect square, ang isa ay hindi? So, ano yun? Okay, so ang factor ng 8 ay 4 at saka 2. Yan. Square root of 4 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 8. Tapos, since ang the square root of 4 is a perfect square, so kukunin lang natin yung square root niyan. The square root of 4 is 2. So, ito siya. Tapos, yung the square root of 2, wala nang square root yan, kaya kukopyahin lang natin yun. Ito yun. So, therefore, the square root of 8 is equals to 2 the square root of 2. positive and negative. So, yun yung simplified form niya. Then, sunod, ito na siya. So, since meron tayong positive and negative, hiwalayin lang natin yun, guys. Yan. Ito yung kakalabasan nun. 6, then yung positive 2, the square root of 2 over 2. Then, yung isa naman, 6 minus 2, the square root of 2 over 2. So, isi-simplify lang natin to. 6, pwede yung i-simplify. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then, copy 2, the square root of 2. Okay, so yan yung first root natin. Then, dito ganun din. So, ito simplify lang yan. Tsaka ito. So, ang naging sagot na ay 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then, negative 2 divided by 2 is 1. Negative 1. Then, copy the square root of 2. And that's our second root. Okay, so kung makikita ninyo, roots ng given equation natin are real, irrational, kasi may mga radical symbols dyan tayo nakikita, and they are unequal. So, magkaiba sila. Yung isa positive, yung isa negative. Okay, so next. Okay, now let's focus on the fourth possibility, that is when the discriminant is less than 0. So, ibig sabihin, yung discriminant ay negative number. So, magiging expected na nature ng roots ng quadratic equation natin. Okay, so, magiging nature ng roots daw ng equation na yon ay not real or imaginary. So, let's have an example. Example number 4, we have x squared minus 4x plus 5 is equals to 0. Naka-standard form na siya. Identify na natin agad yung value ng a, b, and c. So, ang value ng a is 1, ang value ng b is negative, ang value ng b is negative 4, ang value ng c is positive 5. Substitute lang natin siya dito sa formula ng ating discriminant. So, we have yung b is negative 4 minus 4 times 1 times 5. Then, multiply lang natin siya. Simplify lang natin. Ang negative 4 square or negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. 16 minus 20, the answer is negative 4. So, negative 4 is less than 0. So, ang discriminant natin ay less than 0. Then, the roots of x squared minus 4x plus 5 equals 0 are not real or imaginary. So, ibig sabihin, yung expected na nature ng roots ng equation na yan ay merong radical at sa loob ng radical symbol ay negative number. So, tingnan natin. So, check natin using the quadratic formula ulit. Substitute natin yung mga value ng a, b, and c ulit dito sa quadratic formula. Isi-simplify lang natin yan. So, negative times negative 4 is positive 4 plus or minus. Negative 4 squared is 16. Negative 4 times 1 times 5 is negative 20. Then, we have 4 plus or minus. 16 minus 20 is negative 4. Okay, then over 2. So, yan. Walayin lang natin. Okay, so yan yung roots niya. Okay, so radical symbol, sa loob ng radical symbol niya ay may negative number. So, imaginary or not real yung roots na kakalabasan ng equation kapag ang discriminant ay negative or less than 0. Okay, so that's all for this video. You can now answer learning task 1, letter A, on your activity sheets. So, yan. So, solve nyo lang to using the discriminant formula. Hindi nyo na kailangan to gawin yung checking. Ito lang na part yung gagawin ninyo. Tapos, i-identify nyo lang yung nature ng roots niya. Kung ano yung nature ng roots niya, hanapin niya dito sa legend niya kung saan siya, kung ano yung place na naka-indicate sa kanya. Yun yung ilalagay niya dito. Okay? So, that's all. Thank you.